How do you respond to negative comments? Somebody says something nasty, maybe directly to you, maybe indirectly. How do you get back? What's the next thing you say? Did you know that there are 8 levels of energetic consciousness from which we can respond? I'm going to take you through those 8 here and now. For ease of remembering, it's VAPE WAPE, VACT VACT. The first VAPE WAPE starts with victim, V for victim. The victim will always think of themselves in the statement that is made. Suppose somebody says, "That's a funny t-shirt," I will think they're talking about my t-shirt. Now, I may have only heard them, they may have been talking about somebody else's t-shirt. I have not seen it, it just registers in my mind because I am the victim. And boy, I may have a response that is not happy. Not for me, not for them, not for the relationship. The second level, if I'm not in the victim mentality, I might be in the ally mentality, where I'm allied with them, or I attempt to, because that's where my consciousness is operating from. As an ally, I'd say, "Who are you talking about?" It's something like the feel, felt, found methodology, where you say, "I feel that way too. And I felt that it was really bad that people talked about t-shirts in general this way. But that's when I found that t-shirts are maybe the most convenient things to wear. And you've got to be proud of your own personality." So that allying takes people to sort of become friends. It's a more amiable way of operating a response. But at the third level, and this is where a lot of people are, it's the P, the passive kind of individual, where they will hear something, store it away, maybe think they've forgotten all about it, but it'll keep gnawing at them somewhere or the other. And this is where those mental disturbances of people's opinions and things you've heard, things you perceive they said to you, are adding up. They make you uneasy from inside, and that unease or dis-ease translates into physical dis-ease. That's something to watch for. But it's better than being a victim. It's probably you are a victim or an ally as inside as a passive person, but you don't know it. But as a passive person, it's better because it helps you move to the 4th level of consciousness, which you can discover with a little bit of guidance. And that is engaging. So you may be passive for the moment, but then you engage, where you talk about it. Like, what makes you think so? And this is a lousy t-shirt? Right, what makes you think so? Could you tell me more about that? You get inquisitive. And then you have the ground for a conversation which just might expand your mind about different types of t-shirts. Awesome. That takes us to the next V, which is the victor. Moving from a victim to a victor up 5 levels. At the 5th level, the victor operates from a space of love, and this is a natural energetic consciousness response, where whatever the other person says to you or to anybody else, directly or indirectly, your response is to look the person in the eye and say, "I love that. This is a lousy t-shirt. I love that. That's something that I really like about you. You're able to speak your mind." And then you can get into the conversation any other way. Like, "So what kind of t-shirts do you like? Or what do you think about my t-shirt?" Right? Maybe you're not talking about your t-shirt, so that's what you clarify. And you start building a relationship driven from the heart, from the love level. There are 3 more levels, remember. VACT. A is for altruistic. Now, you are an altruist when you can respond in silence. Not like the passive person, but genuinely from inside, forgive, forget, and love. Because, like they say, the relationship is more important than the need to win, than the ego. And so, the important thing here is that you are genuinely able to erase this episode and there is no emotional charge that you attach to it. There is nothing that you're going to get out of a conversation going deeper unless you use the approach of the victor, where you are silent, you release the charge, and you take the conversation at a different level. That's the altruist. The next is the one who's compassionate. The compassionate response is where it's the Dalai Lama kind of response, where you are able to not only forgive, forget, but also help the other person understand how to mend their thought process. So it's like, why I mentioned Dalai Lama, I'm a follower of his, and the Tibetans were exiled out of their own country. They lost their country to China, but he has no animosity there. He has compassion for them. Help them realize. Take Jesus also. Forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing. You are praying to help the other person realize that they can think differently. And at the last level is the transformer. The one with whom anybody would have a transformative experience, because they not only are compassionate, they also help you find a way, energetically, subtly, silently. You see, altruist and above are all silent mechanisms. And they all come back to being an altruist, where you eventually forgive, forget, and love. But a transformer will help the person realize and change, and then continue the relationship at the level of love. I hope this was interesting for you, because you've got to always see how you can upgrade yourself in your knee-jerk responses to the highest level of consciousness. Up to the victor level is what I would call the highest level. The altruist also becomes the victor, because eventually you forgive, forget, and love. The compassionate becomes the altruist, the transformer becomes the altruist. It's the level of moving up to being the victor, or being silent and be able to pacify yourself and close the matter in peace without holding any grudge. That's the exercise. Keep going up the levels. Thanks for watching.